Now, there was a time when people believed that if a couple slept in different rooms, their relationship might be on the rocks. But hey, times they are changing. Joining us live to talk more about the sleep divorce is Dr. Michael Breus, aka the Sleep Doctor. Good morning, Dr. Breus. How are you?
Good morning, Amanda. Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, and we'll jump right into it. So what is happening with this sleep divorce? I'm learning that more and more couples, they're sleeping separately.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the term sleep divorce.
Okay.
It has a lot of implications. I just think alternating schedules can be helpful. But what ends up happening in a lot of cases is one bed partner snores, or one bed partner has insomnia, or one bed partner likes it warmer rather than cooler, things like that. And so there's this incompatibility. I kind of wish some of those dating apps would ask people about sleep. That would probably make everybody's life a lot easier. But when you look at it, there's actually several different types of solutions out there. One such solution is sleeping in separate bedrooms on a schedule. But there are many different solutions out there that you can do and still stay in the same bed.
All right. And when we talk about disadvantages and advantages, advantages would obviously be more sleep, right?
Right. Right. Well, and not only more sleep, but better mood the next day, better performance the next day. I mean, think about it. I mean, well, it's not really fair because every journalist that I talk to in the morning, you guys get up at crazy weird hours. So it's a little bit different for you guys. But for folks out here in the real world, it can be a pretty big thing that to have happen here. And a lot of people think that the strength of their relationship is dependent upon whether or not they go to bed at the same time and even sleep in the same room. But I would disagree with that. Other positives that we see from moving around your sleep schedule is also physical differences. So if you're a person who works out or things of that nature, you actually perform better when you're doing your workouts as well.
All right. Well, I know that this is a point of contention, but how do you
Did you just say
decide?
that we aren't real people?
Oh, you said in the real
In the
world.
real world.
Okay.
I'm a real person,
Dr.
doctor. I have flesh and bones.
I'm not suggesting that you're
blood.
not, but I am saying that you probably get up at a very different time than most other folks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another point of contention. How do you decide who gets the bedroom? The main,
So so it's an interesting question, and it has a lot to do with who is being more disruptive and who's being disturbed by the disruption. And again, there are a lot of different solutions out there where you don't necessarily have to leave the bedroom. I'm wearing a device called an Apollo. And this is very interesting because for folks out there who have a tendency to toss and turn a lot or wake up in the middle of the night, which wakes up their bed partner, this is a device actually clinically proven now to help coax you back to sleep and in some cases prevent you from even waking up in the middle of the night. So as an example, if you happen to have one of these, you might not need to change out the bedrooms. But generally speaking, what I tell people is whoever is the lighter sleeper is probably going to be better off moving because then they can kind of set up the other room exactly how they want it.
Yeah. So what about the couples who still want to sleep in the same room and just maybe improve their sleep hygiene?
Absolutely. So as an example, let's say that one person is snoring and the other person is not. Well, one of the things that the snorer can do is potentially lose a little bit of weight. It's not like you have to drop, 50 pounds, but about 5% of your body weight, if you drop that, the snoring reduces by a significant number of decibels. That can be helpful. Another thing you could do is put up a pillow wall between you and the snorer. Now, this might sound a little silly, but the truth of the matter is sound is a matter wave. And so if you put a physical barrier between you and that sound wave, it'll bounce back and affect the other snorer. Other things that they can do is change position, the old elbow to the ribs, roll over type of thing. That can be helpful. Even switching head to foot where you're not right there next to the snoring, but down necessarily by their feet, that can actually be helpful as well.
Oh my goodness. I'm thinking about my husband and I and just being on separate schedules, just the barrier, the different positions, all of that. So very, very interesting, Dr. Breus. I appreciate your time this morning. Giving you the floor to say anything you want to say about us being real people in the morning.
So I'm not suggesting you're not real people, but I am suggesting that you're not in the same world as most of the people who are watching your show. My experience with most of the journalists in the morning time is you guys are getting up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, having to get to work by 3 or 4. And to be fair, the human body really wasn't meant to do that. See, look, right there. He's out.
There he is. He's out. All right, Dr. Breus, thank you so much. I appreciate your time this morning.
You bet.
All right. Reggie.
At least he didn't say we're gonna die early. I always love that one.
Oh,
Lack of sleep will shorten your life.
It was implied.
Oh yeah, I figured.
It was in the parentheses.
You should have been like in a rich area like the Bay, and you can't afford 2 bedrooms. What do you do in a 1 bedroom? Put that barrier up.
You lay apparently head to foot.
Head to foot. And pray.
I had to sleep next to my husband's feet every night.
Yeah.
It's a no for me.
No.
Yeah. It's a
That would be the end of it.
I don't know about that. We do go to bed at different times.
Listen, Dr.
Yeah.
Breus is a sleep expert, okay?
Yeah, no.
No,
I'm questioning spiritual.
I know everything he's saying is true. I think I'm
Yes.
just like, yeah, I know. And
That's so
and he lives in the
interesting.
real world.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know?
you
And
know,
so
like when people get up at
I'm glad you brought that up because he said it and then my instincts went up and I was like,
they're like, so.
and then I moved on.
and also at this when we wake up at this hour it also triggers our anger a lot faster.
Yeah.
It does.
So that was probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you just say what I thought you said?
That's when the Filipino comes out.
Sue said,
Right? Am I right? We're real friendly until you trigger us. And then
Sue said, take the pillow barrier and just smother your partner. And I was like,